Before I solve this question, I would like to show you a certain concept. Suppose, right, we have a few forces, they are in equilibrium, okay? So we could draw them in a vector diagram, and they will look perhaps, right, like this. This is F1, F2, and F3, okay? Suppose, right, suddenly we remove one of the force. Maybe we remove F2, okay? So only left F1 and F3. So the effect of only leaving F1 and F3, right, will be like this. So you have these two arrows. So what is the missing side? The missing side, right, now becomes the net force. This becomes the F net. So with this simple example, right, we can see how, right, F net is simply, right, the opposite of missing force. Okay. What's the pretext? Pretext is the situation that the body is originally in static equilibrium. So when you remove one force, the acceleration that arises, right, the net force that arises will be equals to the opposite of the missing force. So with that, right, we can try to solve this problem. Here we have mg. We have tension in the string. This tension is, I think, 45 degree. Okay, let's just call it T. We are forced by the water current. No information given by that. I don't know what to call this. Just call it F. Okay. Finally, we also have upthrust, which is U. Okay. Now we are supposed to find, right, what is the acceleration when the rope is first cut. Okay, the initial acceleration. So these four forces, right, initially combines to cause the net force to be 0. The moment you remove tension, right, the net force will be non-zero already. And what's the net force? The net force, right, is actually equals to the opposite of tension. Yeah. So the job here is hence to find how large is tension. Okay. So let's look at the forces in the y direction. We know something about the mg. Mg is equals to 0.3 times g. In this case, g is given as 10. So 0.3 times 10, and that gives us 3 Newton. Upthrust, right, is 4 Newton. Okay, and that will make, right, the Ty plus mg equals to u. That will make Ty to be just 1 Newton. Okay. Now we know Ty, we can find what is T, because, right, T is simply equals to Ty divided by sine cosine 45. Okay. So that makes T, right, square root 2. Okay. So F net equals to square root 2 Newton and equals to MA. So 0.3 kg times A. So square root 2 equals 0.3 times A. A equals to 4.7 Newton. Okay, and answer is C.